Hello once again, so soon. Now, it never ceases to amaze me what we find when we research history. And my God, it so repeats itself. It's absolutely alarming how it repeats itself. Even whole countries go down the same route as they did in the past. And I can only observe in total amazement at our human folly and repeated actions that are quite obvious to the casual observer. My response is, you fooled me once, now I'm waiting for the next time to be fooled. Now I'm going to read you a speech that was written by Charlie Chaplin, of all people. And it's far more relevant today than it was when it was written in 1940. Dark days indeed. In 1940, the evil was quite apparent. Today, it is not so. The rampant propaganda coming from the evil hegemony and its vassal states fools most people into believing that the opposite of what is really occurring. Don't be fooled. There is a very ancient saying, God works in mysterious ways, and so does the devil. The Great Dictator was Charlie Chaplin's first film with a dialogue, and Chaplin played both a little Jewish barber living in a ghetto and Heinkel, the dictator ruler of Tomania. In his autobiography, Chaplin quotes himself as saying, "One doesn't have to be a Jew to be anti-Nazi. All one has to be is a normal human being." And there's the rub. What defines a decent human being? And human beings make promises they can't, and in some cases never intend to keep, just to satisfy their own egos. Now, Providence was in a very ironical mood when 134 years ago this week it was ordained that Charlie Chaplin and Adolf Hitler should make their entry into this world within 4 days of each other. Each, in his own way, has expressed the ideas, sentiments, aspirations of the millions of struggling citizens around between the upper and lower millstones of society. Each has mirrored the same reality, the predicament of the little man in modern society. Each is a distorting mirror, the one for good and the one for abject evil, representing total opposite poles of humanity. Now, Chaplin spent many, many months drafting and rewriting this speech for the end of the film. Regrettably, Chaplin's words are as relevant today as they were in 1940. And in 1945, we thought we'd destroyed Nazism. Did we? No, we didn't. It seems to be alive and well in certain areas of this world. Here is his speech, and I'm afraid I can't do it justice as he did. I'm not an actor. And I quote, "I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That is not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone, if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by others' misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there is room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way." Once again. Greed has poisoned men's souls and barricaded the world with hate and has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. Once again, we have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical. our cleverness, hard and unkind. We think too much and we feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of all of us. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women and little children, victims of a system that make men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass and dictators will die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourself to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, and use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with their machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke, it is written, the kingdom of God is within man. Not one man, nor a group of men, but in all men. In you, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life wonderful adventure. Then, in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power. But they lie. They do not feel that promise. They do not fulfill that promise, and they never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with the national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead all men to happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite. I had to record that several times because I literally got caught up in the emotion that Chaplin quite obviously felt when he wrote it. And I implore you to forward this to as many people as you possibly can, because it's truer today than it was then. It's vitally important because humanity, just as it was in 1940, very dark time indeed it was. And yesterday saw the crowning of a king. But we are closer to the edge of existence than we have ever been before in this world. Please take note of that. Thank you for listening to my monologue from my car. Thank you. Bye-bye.